Welcome back to Wedding Mayhem, your channel for all things wedding and your 6 million viewed podcast. Woo! I've got Catherine with me. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
For people that have not seen you before, what do you do?
I am a humanist wedding celebrant, so I conduct and perform wonderful weddings for people when they're getting married.
And you were one of my first guests.
I was.
On the show. We were just talking about it. So
I've come a long way from 10 views.
In fact, Jojo...
6 million. 6 million.
Jojo won't mind me saying this, but Jojo Hicks was our first guest.
Mm-hmm.
And even we didn't know what we were doing. It's just that the boss said, you need guests. It's a talk show, not a podcast. And then I was like, oh, I think I want a celebrant next. He went, I know a celebrant. And off you go. And I have to admit, you probably don't know this.
Oh, no.
But I was super scared and just in awe of just how you spoke. But when I look back at it now, you just sat there looking at us going, what am I doing on this show?
There was a little bit.
Is that true?
There was a little bit of, because we were playing all the fun games and all, spin the wheel. Yeah. And you did this bit where you were humming something.
Oh, the hum.
And it was, I had not a clue. I was like searching around the room, like
somebody's going to jump out in a minute.
Someone was going to be like,
like a Jerry Beadle.
Lend me a bone to just, kind of like figure out, oh, we're pranking you. But it wasn't a prank.
No, so, no, that was us, Wedding Mayhem,
But now I'm here.
And now you're co-hosting with me and everything. So busy in weddings?
Yeah, very busy. It's starting to get busier now. With planning coming in, not at this stage. I start to write the ceremonies. I probably write them about 4 months out from the wedding day, just so that we can first draft and edit and change things if we need to. So yeah, it's a very exciting time.
And also, you were on Comic Relief.
Not Comic Relief.
What was it?
Children in Need.
Children in Need. Oh,
Children in
sorry.
Need.
Yeah,
You're all right.
Need.
Yes, I was on Children in Need. That was back in November. My goodness, yeah. A lot of things change, yeah.
And you're out with Davina McCall?
Yeah, was out with Davina.
Partying. How did that happen?
It was interesting because she just got married. But hilariously, I had met her now husband a week before he proposed.
Yeah, on the street.
On these streets, but not really. So I was actually out and about doing Vox Pop, so it was asking people questions about weddings and things like that. And he's a hairdresser, famously. So he was asking people about their hair. And I was like, if you ask me about my hair, I want to ask you about weddings. And he was like, fair. So I asked him loads of questions and I was like, if you've got any weddings coming up soon yourself, if your knee's feeling a bit heavy and you want to drop down on it, let me know. Yeah. And he was like, it's going to come sooner than you think. And literally
it was a week later.
A week later they were engaged and then they just got married last month. So shout out Michael Douglas and Davina McCall, newlyweds.
And is she lovely?
She's amazing. She's a ray of sunshine.
Is she?
In human form.
Well, next time bring them on the show.
I will. They'll be on the next one. Show. Yeah.
But we've got some special guests with me. They have been together 28 years.
23?
23. Oh, I've got me.
But we like that idea. Well, yeah, more to come.
That's right.
Welcome to Wedding Mayhem. We've got Peju and Obi, and you are the Jedi and Spark podcast.
Yes, the Jedi and the Spark show.
Yes. No, I have got 28 years here. So where did that 28 years come from?
Looking ahead.
So yeah, that's looking ahead, right? It's just anticipating.
Does it feel like 28 years? Have you been together 28 years?
No.
Actually, so
did you meet 28?
Maybe we met.
Hang on, I'll get the receipts out because I'm sure I have at 28.
Each other since
we'll just sit back now.
97, 98.
So yeah, so the number's right 30 for years.
Something. Yeah, exactly.
One of you put it.
High five.
One of you put 28 years on my text.
Yeah, well, we've known.
We were anticipating.
We've known each other for 28 years. But been married for 24 this year.
24. Do you know what no one talks about when you start planning a wedding?
That things really can and do go wrong. Like when a supplier suddenly goes bust, or God forbid, when someone falls ill just before the big day.
Yeah, and that's why wedding insurance is so important. With Wedding Insure, you can help protect your wedding from the unexpected.
It covers all sorts of things, like cancellation and rearrangement if you or a loved one falls ill, financial failure of wedding suppliers, venue issues, even damage or theft of your wedding dress, rings or gifts.
And cover starts from as little as £38.99, with 10 tiers of cover from £6,000 to £100,000. So give yourself that extra peace of mind and head to weddingshore.co.uk and get your big day covered.
Not the most exciting part of wedding planning, but could be the best investment you make.
And as always, make sure you read the T's and C's. 24, and I've got on here, bonded over fast fashion and fast love.
Ooh,
Do you remember our
yes,
Zoom?
I do. So I can say that. So we were friends. We started off as friends.
Where did you meet?
We met in London. We met in church.
Yeah, a student
we were
group
a student
in
group,
church,
bustling, bubbly student group.
Can you remember what she was wearing?
Well, so hey, that's
a difficult
tough.
question.
I can't remember what she was wearing, but I can remember her hair. It was definitely braided, and I met her and her sister,
Yes.
and they look alike, even though there's a 2 year
years.
gap. And I thought, my line was, "Oh, you look like twins. Are you twins?" And so I remember.
I know,
Well,
right?
hey,
Yes.
yeah. So I remember the first meeting, but not necessarily what she was wearing.
Yeah, so fast love was probably not love at first sight for us.
Okay.
Not love at first sight. Friendship at first
Definitely.
meeting.
Yeah. So
Love
friendship and connection.
Love grew over time.
How important is that?
That's a good question.
How important is the fact that
Friendship.
Oh yeah, for sure. For us, that was the
Foundational.
foundation. That was the
Definitely.
foundation. I actually so we had the sort of friendship where we would chat with each other about people that we liked. And so Peju was interested in someone else, I was interested in someone else. And so we talked about that.
Yeah.
And so then we worked together in a
Yes.
student capacity. So it meant that our foundation was friendship.
Yes.
It was connection. It
Natural.
was respect for each other as well. And then I definitely fell for her first and started the journey of
So what
trying to
happened then?
win
So
her heart.
how long was it the difference? Because obviously that sounds like a couple of months. So how long would you have said between you first meeting,
Right.
developing that relationship and the connection of a friendship, and then moving on to you know? Did you make the first move then? Did you
It was
say?
years.
A couple of
it was
years, not even
years,
months.
actually.
Yes.
No, not months.
Yes.
Yeah, it
That's
was-
brilliant.
Yes.
So did you have to build the confidence to do that? Were you thinking, how am I going to put this across? That
Well, okay,
I like it more than
this
friends.
baby
there was a
tourist.
transition. Yeah, that's a really good point. It was, I think I loved our friendship.
Yes,
And
as
there's
I
always a
did.
nervousness around.
you might wreck
Yeah,
that
there's
friendship.
always a
Exactly.
nervousness around
Exactly.
it. And it, because I dated before Peju, the lady I was dating, we had a good friendship as well. And then we broke up. And so I think I was already conscious of, you kind of lose the friendship
Yeah.
when you go further and then it doesn't quite work out.
And you don't want to stay
But-
in that friend zone. You want to get out of it as soon as you can. But this has been
It's
a couple of
awkward.
years
Oh.
because you've been with someone else. Now that was all making sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I think it was just, it's always a risk, right? It's always a risk. And I thought it was a risk.
Who kissed who first?
We kissed each other.
Come on.
Yeah, we did.
I'm here for the nitty gritty.
So, well, we kissed.
Because what I'm saying here is that, this is couple goals, right?
Right.
And you're going to tell us how to do it.
Oh, wow. Hey.
You don't know it yet.
We know what worked for us.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've made our fair share of mistakes, but
We
we
have.
kissed each other at the same time.
We did, yes.
Yeah.
Did you plan to kiss each
Yes, we did. It was a
we
plan.
did.
Did like 3, 2, 1.
She's here for all of it.
I know, for
but
all
I,
of it.
I do want to say that friendship is gold.
Okay.
Because you do hear that over time, even in the relationship, you lose some of the glow, you lose some of the fire, you lose some of the joy, you lose some of the exhilaration of being together, and friendship grounds. And so even when the romance is at an all-time high or at a low, friendship really keeps the glue strong.
The glue.
It's the glue.
Yeah.
And for us, we've realized that from having one child and 2 and 3 and, you know, just going through seasons of life where we're raising young children and then we're raising teenagers and careers are up, down. And, you know, we've really experienced the power of friendship and of making sure that friendship as a foundation was strong before we even moved to romance.
Oh, I love that so much. So you've now been married 23 years, 24 this year, I
24
believe.
this year, November.
So a lot of people watching might just be dating someone at the moment and, you know, thinking about weddings and their dream wedding and things like that. But what would you say you think personally, and I'll get a different answer from the both of you, is the key to a successful marriage and within that, a relationship?
Big question.
Wow, that's such a good one. And I'm sure you'll get a different response from different people. Obviously, we've talked about the foundation of friendship. Someone gave me some advice.
Oh, yes.
And we actually share about it on our show. Make sure you continue to rediscover each other over time. Because it's easy to think, we got married when we were 25 and 24.
We're young.
And it's easy to think we're just going to stay as this 25 and 24-year-old with the same desires, with the same goals, with the same aspirations, with the same
Strengths
likes,
even,
dislikes, strengths, all of that.
Energy,
but you do evolve, you do change.
Have to.
You absolutely
The
have
world
to.
changes too.
Yeah.
And then you've got to figure out, so Peju's a new person, Obi's a new person. So how does our friendship evolve?
Yeah.
How does our relationship evolve? How do we evolve the way that we work together and the way that we connect? So I would say that for me is
Love it.
a big part of the
Rediscovering.
Yeah.
rediscovering. Yeah. So anticipating that you will evolve, that
Yeah.
you will change, that you will.
Defo.
How do you deal with conflict?
I'm gonna just answer that
yeah,
question because
sounds
I want to follow on from what Obi said about.
Do you agree with it completely?
I do. I so agree with it, and I think part of the rediscovering each other piece is rediscovering yourself.
Wow.
Because I think it's very easy to be all about rediscovering the other person, rediscovering the husband, rediscovering the wife. I found for me, it's been really such a gift to rediscover myself. And by that, I mean understanding how I'm growing, how I'm changing, how I'm evolving, how motherhood has transformed me, transformed my mind, my soul, my spirit, my joy, my energy, how marriage, even the longevity of marriage has changed me and channeled so much difference through me. And so I would say what helps a marriage to go the distance is giving yourself permission to know yourself. Because if we don't know ourselves, I really believe it's very difficult to love ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves, then it's even harder to love the other person. So that's what I would add.
Wow. I've got goosebumps. That's the best question.
I am literally on the verge of tears as I was on our Zoom, and you're so right. But we don't do it. You know, it's all very well saying it, but we don't do it, and stuff like that. But you know, how do you tackle conflict? Because conflict is everywhere we go. It's at work, it's at home, it's on the street, it's in the world, and then it comes into the house.
She went there.
Yeah, she.
The C
did
word,
go
conflict.
there.
She did go there.
Yeah.
We've had to navigate conflict. And I think, again, just returning to one of the episodes in our show, we talk about how different we are and how our backgrounds even contributed to how we see conflict. So I am somebody who would withdraw to think.
Avoid it. Yeah.
I'm a conflict avoider by nature. I'm a people pleaser by nature. And so for me, where there's conflict, I feel the discomfort. And then, welcome,
and
Obi.
I see conflict as, hey, let's work through it, right? This is good. And I think if we value the relationship, we'll realize that conflict is part of the journey of us getting this combined view of how we see things. Because I see things from one perspective, you see things from a different perspective. Early on in our marriage, I remember saying, you know, different isn't bad. It's just different.
Yeah, of course.
And so,
Good way, yeah.
so for me, going in and I would just want to dive into the conversation, and I'd be really shocked when Peju was quiet, because I'd think, is it that you don't like this relationship, you don't want it to work, you don't want to put in the effort? And over time, I began to realize that it's just her way of processing it.
Yes.
And so
needing time.
we had to figure out.
I actually think that's really common in successful relationship as well. The yin to the yang, you know, the real differences, and actually exploring how they make each other feel, because you're never going to have exactly the same interests or goals or wants in life.
Yeah.
Because what on earth would you talk about if you're all, you know, wanting to climb Mount Everest? All
Yeah,
you just talk about is Mount Everest. Always like, I didn't go up Mount Everest today. Probably won't go up tomorrow. Oh, well, we were both failures. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It needs to be exploring each other's energies and hopes and dreams and supporting those in the best way.
And I do think that's important, because when one's down, the other one will pull and back. How you work.
Yeah.
And even to say
it's
the end. It's not the either or. And I love that piece about when one's down, Sharon was saying the other can lift them up. And I remember there was a season in our marriage where...
You call them seasons.
Yes, we do go through marriage seasons. Marriage seasons,
And I think we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
That's a way of navigating things.
Yes, And we reference this in our show quite a bit, where I'm a plant mama, so I love the reference to sowing and growing, watering and nurturing. But, you know, we talk about this in our relationship. When one's down, the other can lift them up. But when you're both down...
What can we do?
Exactly. And there was a season in our relationship where we were both down and we just allowed each other to be. Because sometimes you want to fix and probe and prod and push. And sometimes just being down together, giving each other the space, the permission, makes a difference as well. So I want to piggyback on what you said.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. The other thing I think that's helped is you're on the lighter side, I'm on the serious side. And so if there's
Jedis
conflict,
are very serious.
I want to figure it out, and Peju just wants to laugh it off. But I've come to realize that that's also a great thing as well, because it means she won't take things too seriously.
It's no big deal. I'm like that. And I start laughing.
I do.
And I don't like it. Like, why?
I'm not laughing at you. I said, but you're being ridiculous. It's so small.
It's the
Let's break it down. And once we do that, he's like, oh, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to lighten the moment. And I think as well, this is part of the joy of being different. One person can see the seriousness of life. Obi is all about what's our 20-year vision, where are we going in 5 years? And I'm like...
Or our 28-year vision.
28-year vision?
I'll get the receipts out in a minute and I'll show you. One of you put 28.
Maybe your friendship began 28 years ago.
There's a reason. 28 is a reason. Now we're gonna get there. And I'm all about, what are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
What makes sense in the relationship tomorrow? And reflecting.
A nice balance, yeah.
What have we learned? What have we tilled from the soil of marriage? Let's remember that while he's visioneering, I'm reflecting, and we're gathering the treasure both ways.
Yeah. The other thing on the reflection as well, just in terms of what helps us with conflict, is we've had this tradition of, once we get through the difficult period, we've noticed sometimes people just sweep it under the carpet.
Just move
that was a difficult period. Let's get on. We would say, let's sort of do a postmortem, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's review it.
Revisit.
And what can we learn?
Can that not be dangerous, though?
Remember that time you were wrong? Remember that time you were wrong and I was right?
It has been, there have been some big ones that have taken us a while to work through.
Years even.
But I think that that's where the learning comes, and it just makes you stronger. It makes it richer. We know each other better because we've put in the work to review it and to really till the soil
Yes.
and get the most out of it.
But I'm sure
So-
there's been times when one of you's been like, I'm not there yet. Can we just
Of
party
course,
it?"
yeah.
And it's
of
usually
course,
me.
Absolutely.
It's usually, I'm like, honey, I need time.
And it's okay to do
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
more,
yeah.
I'm very deep in how I think through things. I write things out. I journal through things. And I think it's important for the person who needs time to have the time, as long as they're not taking 6 years or
Yeah.
3 years and
But that's
never
so
want,
attractive.
never
You can
want
have
to
all
do
the time you want. We'll just sort it out tomorrow. No. Stop.
Let me know your latest time tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of what we do as well, because we revisit some of these difficult conversations, is when we're chatting to friends or even talking to our children, that hurt isn't there anymore. When you've really
'cause
talked
we've
through
worked through
things,
it.
we can actually laugh about it with friends, and
Yeah.
people are like, guys, how are you able to share about how difficult that was and not kind of you're flinching and you're nervous, because we talk it through.
It's so hard to move on though when something's
Exactly.
happened, even the littlest thing
It
up to
is.
the big thing,
It
and,
is.
and
It
you know,
is.
and it's and then revisiting it
Yes.
must
Yeah.
be hard too. But I can see the benefits of dealing with it.
Yeah, there have been.
And we've had help as well. We've been able to revisit it
This
with
is
friends.
true.
So don't want to
Okay.
give the impression that it's always been easy.
No.
For us to do.
I'm thinking like it's a board table,
This is my
Yeah,
board.
yeah,
These
yeah,
are the
yeah,
board
yeah.
members of the Jedi
and
and
you've got
Spark.
like little
in a-
sticks,
in
and you're
a-
like moving cards up, going right. You can have that argument, and
I'm like, tell him
So
off.
negotiation.
Tell him off.
Tell us about seasons.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, so seasons, I talked about the advice a friend gave me, just, hey, rediscover each other. I think that for me spoke to, there will be seasons that you'll go through. A bit like the seasons of, hey, there are some times in a marriage where it feels winter. It's just, it's dark, it's harder, it's
tough.
it feels like a bit of a slog. Sorry to anyone who loves winter, but it's just, it can
Brittle.
feel like a slog.
It never
And
seems
then-
to end.
Yeah, right. It's just,
But it
hey, I
does.
just need to hibernate. And then there's the spring. It feels like, okay, things are budding. It's growing. And then there's the summer. It just feels like, hey, so much joy. And then you start to get to that autumn. It can feel like that. And the power of knowing the seasons is it's not going to last forever.
Yes.
Right? It's
And
not going to last
right.
forever.
I
So
love
what's the value in this season, or just be patient through the season, work through this season.
I think as well, when you know the seasons, you're able to understand what that season needs.
Okay.
So we've navigated
As in
different
what we need
seasons.
in that season.
But can
as
your
well.
needs be different?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
They usually are. And on our show, we talk about the season of grief when we were just caring for aging parents. There's been a joint season we've had of grief. What does that season require? Tenderness and just giving each other more space, more understanding, more hugs, more opportunities to regroup and to talk and to listen. And we've had seasons where, the children have been younger. And what does that season need? It needed me. And I chose to face the home, just to turn my gaze, to be in the home, to be really present with the children, while Obi faced more the outside, to be the breadwinner, to look after us, to provide. And we've had seasons where
that as a season was a tough season.
That was a tough
because
season.
that was early on in our marriage.
Why was that tough?
And I think it was tough because I'm
she likes the nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
you can
So
see.
I'm focused on the career and growing and developing, and
We were
Peju
growing
was-
apart, it
we
felt
were-
like.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so-
because actually those two seasons are two separate,
Yeah,
aren't
exactly.
they?
So that's an
Yes.
example of where it can feel. So there's a season of marriage, but it feels as though you're both in different
Yes.
seasons of life
Yes,
at
that
the time,
was.
or season of work, season that the kids needed us, but I was traveling quite a
Yeah.
bit, and so it was hard then to really reconcile what it looked like for us to work together in that season. That was definitely
How tough is it being
hard.
a dad, being away from the children and the family?
It is hard because there's this tension of, hey, I need to, I love my work as well. I love my family, but I've got to go away and this is what provides the income that we need, and feeling that I've got to, I remember Peju using the phrase, hey, how do you want to have your cake and eat it?
Yeah.
And that's
Did I say
hard. Yeah, right. And I just think, well, how do I do it? Now, yeah, there were certain principles that I set in place. Like I'd always be back for birthdays, and it wasn't like I was away for ages on end, but it
might
was
feel
a
like
tough.
it.
It certainly felt like it. It was a
ages,
tough.
Yes, we had
it was
3
a
under
tough
5.
season.
Right.
And it
3 under 5.
3 under 5, we did. And it was the power of looking back is that you learn new things. And I look back on how that season was for us. And if I was to do that again, I would do certain things differently.
What would you do?
I knew you'd ask that. I had my answer ready.
She hasn't told me to shut up yet. I want to get a question in.
I would be more understanding. I think even saying, Toby, you want to have your cake and eat it, he could just as well have said, well, you want to have your cake and eat it because you want to go on all these lovely holidays, you know, with the children. And
and it might seem that you're having a waiting time because you're at home. You know, you've got the kids, you're watching them grow, you know, you're wanting this, but you haven't.
But I wanted that too.
that.
I also, I wanted the escape sometimes. I wanted to fly business class and go to beautiful
class?
and go to beautiful places. But we say this a lot on our show, the you, me, and we. There was something that Obi needed in that season. There was something that I needed in that season. There were things we needed in the season. And in order to be at this part of our lives, this season of marriage, we had to do the hard work. And we say to people on our show when we're talking about getting to the other side is the work does matter. And there is so much joy on the other side because a lot of people go into marriage sometimes not wanting the work. They want it to be plain sailing. They want it to be joy and summer all the time. They want that season of summer, but winter brings its own gifts. And so doing the work and committing together to do the work has brought us to this point where we're now in a season where we're doing a lot of work together. But I never saw that coming.
And we keep saying the show, but we haven't even mentioned what you actually do. We've just gone straight into the relationship and guidance.
We want the guests to go and do their due diligence.
Exactly. So tell us about your show, because then we've got loads of more questions on top of that.
Okay, super. Well, gosh, where did this start?
So first of all, what's it called?
The Jedi and the Spark
Jedi,
show.
so
Where did that name come from?
The Jedi and the Spark.
So I'm
You're the
Obi,
Jedi.
right? So most people call me Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, right. The Star Wars
Is that for your
fans.
wisdom or just your name?
Both, I'd say.
So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that it's both. I mean, certainly growing up, it was just the name.
Yeah.
Then as soon as I figured out who Obi-Wan Kenobi was, I thought, oh, bring it on. And I've embraced it. So I do a lot of leadership development work and helping leaders figure out how do you make sure that you've got lots of demands and pressures on your time. And yet, really what matters is how you're showing up on the inside, just your sense of values, purpose, principles. And so bringing that wisdom into helping leaders thrive, helping individuals thrive. So that's really where the Jedi comes from.
Now it makes sense what you do and why your relationship is the way it is, because obviously you want to make things work and make things happen.
Yeah.
For other people, so of course you would want that at home as well.
Of course.
Your time is very precious here. Sure, we can't have
I think she sussed you out.
I know.
I'm also a newlywed, and I'm definitely going to recommend your podcast to all.
To my husband.
I know. It's like, yeah.
Watch that episode about rediscovering your
Yeah, I'm a
spouse.
newlywed. I'm going to recommend it to everyone, and my husband in particular, but everyone.
Mainly to couples, because as you say, you talk about the seasons, and a marriage is work. It's signing up to a new responsibility and a new job.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think about, anything beyond the end of their nose. They think about the wedding and the party and the celebration.
But they're so
Dress.
carried away with the wedding and planning it, they forget why they're doing it.
Yeah.
So as you're both authors yourself.
Well, I was going to talk about the Spark. You said, how do we get the name? So
Yeah.
he's the Jedi and I'm the Spark. And that is my brand name, is Peju the Spark. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a poet. And I truly believe that everyone has a fire within them. We were all born with a unique fire. Some of us know it. A lot of us don't know it and are not engaged with it. And so my role is igniting the spark. When I speak, it's to really help leaders and women unleash their inner spark because it's there.
Yeah.
I've got spark.
So there you go.
Got a fire.
So there, the Jedi and the Spark.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So as you both are authors as well, that's, you have the podcast, but you're also authors
Books.
of an incredible book.
Incredible
Indeed.
book.
Is there any books that if someone was watching or listening today, were thinking, I'm about to get married, what could I be doing in the background? What book could I be immersed in to really help me on this journey?
We love
Any
reading.
recommendations?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're
Yeah,
writers
yeah.
and we're readers. We
And
love
readers,
reading.
Yeah, there are loads.
I'm going to say a big one that helped us was 5 Love Languages by
Good question.
Can't remember his
I've
name.
forgotten his name now.
John Chapman?
I think that's... Oh, it might be. Yeah.
John Chapman, 5 Love Languages. And this really gives you the awareness to know how you like to be loved. Because so often, as somebody in the relationship, you show love how you want to be
Yes.
shown
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
So I'm a words of affirmation person. So he talks about 5 ways you want to be loved. There's words of affirmation, there is
Physical
gifts,
touch.
physical
Yeah,
touch,
so
quality time.
which is a big one for me.
Yes.
Feeding.
Yeah. Acts of service.
Acts of
yeah,
service.
yeah.
So
that's that one.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm really big on words of affirmation, and I would constantly affirm Obi in public and in private because that's how I wanted to be loved. But I wasn't reaching the core of who Obi really was because his love language is different.
Yeah.
What is yours?
So mine is more quality conversation and quality time. So
Okay.
I want, hey, let's have some good time together and chat.
Yeah,
and,
just
and connect
time,
and-
uninterrupted
and talk.
time.
I do say
To
this
talk.
with like my stepson just recently. What can I get, Dad? Give him time.
Oh, wow.
Give him your time because that's a memory.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Great
Every
gift.
time.
Experiences.
Yeah,
Yes.
experiences.
Oh, I love
yeah.
that.
Gift
But don't just
time.
give a voucher. It's a voucher for 2. I'm coming with you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
John
Oh,
and
the
I do that all the
memories.
time.
Oh,
So,
so
build
good.
memories together
Yeah.
because today, tomorrow's not a given.
That's
Sure.
true.
So we don't know whether we're going to be here tomorrow. So we
Yeah,
will know
yeah.
that we're here today. So I always will say that to anybody. What can I get somebody? Give them
great
your
question.
time,
Yeah,
a
love
picnic,
that.
anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be expensive.
So that's probably his love language, knowing that he welcomes and thrives on quality time. So for me, that book, 5 Love Languages, helped me to articulate, this is how I like to be loved. This is how I receive love. Ooh, it's a different order to Obi.
Yeah.
It's usually quite different. So it's interesting because people watching or listening might think, oh, that was pre-planned. But that is literally the conversation I have with my couples when I first meet
Yes.
them. I say, have
Sure.
you explored love languages?
Oh, there
and a
you
lot of their
go.
time, they're like, I think at the minute we're probably speaking a different language to each other. But they don't actually know what it means.
Yeah.
And I think we might have talked about this in a previous episode because I am very strong on that. Mine, like yourself, is words of affirmation. I grew up as an only child.
I
think I had a lot of glorious words
There
said
you
to
go.
me in my
Sure.
growing up. But for my husband, Jack, his are very different. His is acts of service and receiving gifts.
Right.
And over the years, I've kind of realized that because a lot of the time I'll be like, I love you.
Yes.
You look really happy. Yes. And
Not needy at all.
and he's like,
you.
yeah, I love you too. And I'm like,
What have you got me?
so it's interesting because whenever I first started as a celebrant, he actually, I asked him to go away to think about what his love language is. And I was like, the way you can think about it is, when do you feel the most loved by me?
Yes.
What is it I do for you or what I say to you or how I act that makes you think, do you know what? She really loves me.
Exactly.
And he thought about it, because he's a very deep thinker. He doesn't just immediately react.
Sure.
He thought about it and went away, and came back maybe like a month or two later, and he was like, I had a thought about it.
I thought too.
Yeah. He was like, I thought about that, and I thought about it quite a few times. And I was like, oh, and he's like, when you go to a certain shop and you buy me a certain pack of biscuits,
There you go.
and you've thought of me when I haven't been there.
Wow.
But not only do I do that, I take one out of the packet and put it in a special place in the fridge. So when he opens the fridge, when he's, back in the house, he opens it and he sees it sat in a different position to all the other biscuits. So then he thought,
Special.
she's thought of me when I haven't been there.
Yeah.
That makes me
That's
feel
very
loved.
special.
So that's a mixture of receiving gifts and also
the acts of
service.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the two
Yeah,
combined.
Yes.
I think it's a lovely thing to explore, and
It-
I think
it is.
I actually really ask my couples to think about that deeply.
Yes.
Because to know how to love is to know how to love.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's foundational.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
foundational
And
because
there's a combo there as well, because one of the books for me is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And that was incredible for us because it made me realize that just because we speak the same language, in this case English, doesn't mean
don't
we speak
speak
the same
woman.
language.
You
I
don't
don't
speak
speak woman. And I think that's important
And we all
to
take
know.
a sip
I know.
while we get him in the platform to talk about it.
It's like,
Cheers,
cheers
guys.
to each other. I need a man right now.
Sorry.
big woman.
I need
Well, I don't know. Not in that sense. Need a brother right now. Who
a brother.
Anyway.
Yes, I don't. I need a man.
Oh, but hey, yeah. So
And there is a secret language between
there
women.
is,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, there
And
really
there's a
is.
different language. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and-
I can think it and think that I've said it.
Oh,
Don't we do that all the time, girls? Don't
Read
we?
my mind, Obi. Read my
absolutely.
mind,
Do you know,
Obi.
it's one of the reasons why. So we've talked about just your tribe, right? Thriving with your tribe. And I love the fact that we've got some great friendships with other couples where I can chat to the wife and I can just say, can you help me understand Peju? Like, please break down this womanese for me.
Womanese.
In a sense, just help me decipher this language. And that's been helpful over the years because I just think, no, there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Because what we
Yeah,
say
so-
doesn't necessarily mean what we mean.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you can say that again.
It works the other way. Yeah.
Isn't it finding out who you are? Because
I was-
we do not know
I
ourselves.
was thinking that.
And
yes.
I was going to say earlier, because whenever you were speaking so authentically yourself, that must be a journey in itself.
is.
Figuring out
Yes.
who am I when I look in the
That's
mirror
true.
at myself.
That is
I was-
true.
Because how on earth do you know how to love yourself if you ain't got a clue who you are?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think, again, it's the permission as women we give ourselves to go on that journey. So part of what I say when we do leadership coaching or training is before you can move forwards, which we all want to do, we need to move inwards. And part of moving inwards is moving upwards to where we make decisions, where we think through things, where things land and make sense for us. And the work I do with moms is when women are saying to me, I'm a caregiver. I give care. I am constantly taking care of all of these people. I'm constantly taking care of my husband, of my kids, my parents. And I say, you need to become a caretaker. It's time to take care of yourself. It's time to take care for yourself because we are women who would say, I don't want to upset her. I don't want to put more pressure on her. So when people ask us if we need help, we're like, no, I've got it. Oh, no, I've got it. And then we assume we're super women, which we're not. We're crumbling on the inside. We're struggling. We're overwhelmed. So I say to moms, take care. Take the care. You need it. And part of that is the journey of how do I know who I am? And I say this in my book, it's self-love is crucial for any other love. But you have to go on the journey. You have to go to the uncomfortable places. You have to go to the dark places, to the shadow sides of who you are. And then you emerge with a more rounded view of, this is me. And you know what? I like you. I like who I see in the mirror, and I can say that loud. And then you begin to love yourself. You can pour that into the relationship.
And then you also feel validated that you deserve the love that you're receiving from your partner. Because I think a lot of the time, a lot of us feel like we're not able to receive the love because
not
we don't
worthy.
deserve it. We're not
I
worth
do.
it.
I always feel I'm worthy.
You're right. You're right.
When
I don't have that
When
struggle.
you get to this place, because we're all trying to get to that place, but we all keep getting knocked back. It's like being a surfer, isn't it? We're in and out on the wave. We're then not surrounding ourselves with the wrong people around us.
I was going to say exactly again, but I've said exactly so many times. Part of the beauty of the confidence and the security for me was my parents. And I return to this so often on our show. And I'm using that to build my legacy as a mom you were an only child. I'm one of 6 kids. I'm number 5. Loud, bold, boisterous family. I felt super loved by my parents, there was such a loyalty I can't even put words to. All the way up to my mid-40s, I felt so loved. We've lost my dad recently. And to grow up in a family where when you speak, your parents, your natural caregivers love the sound of your voice. They love what you're about to say. They love you arguing, making your point. It is an incredible way to fight back those waves, the waves that you're talking about. And not everyone has that. And it's important that you don't go into a marriage relationship thinking, oh, hello, you're going to be everything that I need you to be. You're going to affirm me every day. I had a bit of that when we first got married. And then you learn that actually the most important person to gift you with love and security is yourself. Then the worthiness of I can receive love flows in, but we must do this work ourselves or we become a burden.
Yeah. I know that people are beginning watching this going, you're so right, you're so right, you're so right. But can we do it? Where do we start?
Where do we start?
Yeah. Because if I'd answer that by bringing in some of the perspective for men, because the way it can play out with men is that our love then becomes, it's our work and our hobbies. That's where we get that sense of validation from, to the point where I can then compromise on being available for the family or being available for my spouse, being available for the kids, not being present. And there is a journey of really connecting with who am I, what's my sense of purpose, what are my values, what do I stand for, so that I'm able to hold both the passion, the purpose, the work that I do, and a commitment to a family. Because for me, I didn't grow up with my dad. And so when I went into marriage, I thought, hey, I'm committed to making this work. And that means figuring out working through the difficult periods. And obviously there were difficult periods. But I had to just figure out, hey, what really matters to me? So what matters to me is, yes, I want to have a great career. I want to have a great impact in the world. But I also want to have a great marriage. And despite the comment in terms of, hey, you want to have your cake and eat it, it's figuring out.
We want it all.
Somehow I do. But I've got to figure out, okay, where are the compromises that I'm going to make? What are the compromises that I'm going to make?
So we do have to make compromises.
You've got to, because you can't have it all. But I do want to have what matters. And this might sound a little bit morbid, but you think to the end of your life and you think, hey, no one's going to say, yeah, that was an amazing presentation, but my wife and kids are going to talk about the impact that I had on them. So I've just got to get things in perspective. Yes, we spend a majority of our waking life working, and for a lot of guys, we get our validation from that. But it's recognizing that how I show up in the home, how I show up with my spouse, the love that I give, the way I pour into them, speaks to my character as much as how much I earn, the car I drive, and all of that. So I think there's definitely some work around knowing my values, my purpose, my principles, and being clear about that so that I can give my best to the relationship that I'm in.
I would say, even though you don't believe you have it all, I would say you pretty much do.
Yeah, I'm so
Maybe
jealous.
you don't feel
I
like
am.
you have it all right at the same time. But it seems like, you guys have had incredible careers and you have this wholesome marriage that is goals in itself.
you.
And I'm sure a lot of people will be inspired listening and watching this.
Thank you.
But what would be
take a
your
work.
advice on? Yeah,
It's taken work.
Exactly, that's right.
28 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
years of work.
Absolutely.
So what would you advise someone who's maybe, tuned in today and listening to this? Because, like you said, you probably can't have it all at the same time. You can maybe have, seasons of your family life being wonderful and then seasons of work life being hot and happening. And then, within the seasons it changes. So if someone's watching this today and they're kind of thinking, I've probably not made the right things a priority right now. How would you advise them to get back there?
It's a great question.
That's a great question.
I love what you said about you can't have it all, but you can have what matters. I really love that. And part of the work of marriage is knowing what matters to me and knowing what matters to Obi. And you might say, I can't have it all, but I think we can have it all. So we talk so much about the foundation is the you, the me, and the we. And if I can bring all of myself, not even, there's songs that say you bring 50 and I bring 50. We're bringing 110. I'm bringing 110. You're bringing 110. Together, we can have what matters. And part of that is we write things like a marriage mission statement. We have like a marriage manifesto.
And does that get updated?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Every year we...
Hang on, why are you laughing?
No.
Sharon,
I'm laughing
MOT
because
is overdue. That's right. And the manifesto is overdue.
I want to know.
we all have our different things, right? And we said earlier on, we're readers. And I got, when I was 18, a mentor gave me a copy of Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of the concepts in there was just thinking with the end in mind. So imagine it's your funeral or it's your 80th birthday. What are people saying about you? And just write that. And so I did that early on in our marriage, especially after that difficult period, did that. So have got a vision and then broken it down into different areas, what I want to be just for our marriage, parenting, work, etc. And we review that on an annual basis. So I'm laughing because some people might...
You're due.
No, I'm just thinking, it's an ingrained part of what we do.
Good.
But I thought you were
we
laughing
take
because
it-
you wrote your eulogy, because that was...
So
no, he has.
No,
He
I-
wrote a
I
eulogy.
have.
He
I have.
did. And
What,
I
for
found
you?
that... Yes, I found that so difficult. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I wrote it from the perspective of our
Sorry,
boys.
for you.
No,
for
for me.
himself.
Oh,
For me, no.
That would be a different
No, yeah,
show,
that would
I
be a
think.
different one. No, I wrote it from the
7 ways
from
to
the
kill your wife.
perspective of our kids and from Peju's
as a wife.
perspective.
Wow.
Just saying, at the end of my life, what would I want Peju to say? Because I think you can live life just kind of hoping things happen.
Yeah.
Or you can live it with purpose and on purpose
Intention.
and with intention. Now, does it mean everything's perfect in terms of, living up to the eulogy, and I don't look at it every day and say, did I? No, but it's just this, it's this guide, it's this direction.
It's this little pointer.
It is, absolutely. It's saying it's
when
the
you're going
North
off the rails,
Star.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Star.
Yeah. So if you aim for nowhere, then you'll get nowhere, right? But if you aim for something, then you'll move in that direction. And so for me, the eulogy is hey, here's the direction. This is what I want Peju to say about me. This is what I want her to think. This is how I want her to feel that I'm showing up as a husband. And it's also a way of, in a sense, holding myself accountable. Because there's a vision that I'm aiming for. And they say if you aim for the stars, you'll make it to the moon. If you just aim for the tree, then you may not get off the ground.
I love that.
Right.
I find that so interesting that you have a eulogy. And so can you recall it in your mind, or do you have it somewhere where you would read it now and again?
Yeah. It's in Evernote, which I use on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
He's read it out to me. He's read it out to our children.
That's incredible. 'cause
And
it
to some
helps
of my
you, gives you
close friends
something
as
to live
well.
up to.
Yeah.
You know, is this week, you know, I've had a hard, difficult week. Is this living up to the person I want to be
Yes.
on that piece of
Yeah.
paper? That's
Yeah.
incredible. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and work on that. Because I find that fascinating because it's
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, who do you want to be when you show up?
Yeah.
And
Who
what
do you
really
want people
matters?
to remember you as?
What really
Yeah,
matters?
At the end of the day, it probably makes your presentations and conferences around the world feel less important than what you pour into your relationship.
I
and
did think
marriage.
about this the other day, and I
Did
think what people would
you?
say when I go, and
I think they'll say a lot of things, Sharon. All of them complimentary.
and it'll be she was very busy, but I don't want to be known as really busy because I want to be known as giving time and care and stuff like that. So I have been trying to change things to be less busy.
And she was purposeful, maybe, right? That might be.
Okay, would you write it for me?
part of, well, I think sometimes it's also about reframing because even when I go with the work that we do, I'm speaking at events, I think I don't want these individuals just to be better leaders, better performers.
Yes.
I'm thinking I also want to speak into your life that means that you go
Beyond
away
this.
and you're a better human being.
Yeah.
If you're a husband, you're a better husband. If you're a father, you're a better father. If you're a mum, you're a better mum. And so
wife.
that personal perspective I have of my own eulogy and how I'm showing up means that that's the perspective that I take into others. Because that's an underlying theme behind a lot of what we do is helping leaders to thrive, helping couples to thrive, helping people to thrive in all
young
seasons.
people as
young
well.
people
Yeah,
to
the
thrive
next generation.
in all seasons. So that underlying theme of thriving just carries over into all of
Because
what,
life is
what we
exhausting.
do.
It
Yeah. And it can be
and
painful and
sometimes
it can be challenging.
with no direction, and sometimes we're running around going, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So having that grounding is really important.
And I think what helps as well is at the start of a new year or at the end of a year, we go back to those 7 categories and we talk through how have we thrived personally, how have we done in our marriage, with our friends, have we been purposeful as parents, financially,
Finances,
career
socially,
goals,
right? How
and
was
it
it?
helps. It really helps to give us vision, but it helps to ground what we firmly hold to as this really matters for us. We do the reflecting, we do the vision casting. It makes a difference. So you're not feeling like you're aimless. And so many people can live life feeling like it's just wherever the wind blows, but we can choose to ground ourselves and to be intentional. It's just one decision after another, so it doesn't feel overwhelming.
Apart from Catherine and I, what other couples? Oh, we're not.
She's like, I got married, remember?
Listen, my ADHD brain is not yet anyway. If there was
Soon. Next episode.
if there's a couple out there in the world to come on your podcast, who would it be, and what questions would you be asking?
Ooh, wow.
You're
okay.
literally getting them in.
Oh,
Come
I
on, come
love
on.
it.
Get
Can it be dead or alive? Can we add in that?
yeah.
Well, they can't come on the show if they're
I
dead.
know,
That would be
yeah.
a different
I
show,
know,
and I wouldn't be on that show. Horror.
We've talked about, so that was a question we asked ourselves
On one of our episodes.
Oh, was
episodes.
Yes.
And there are 2 couples that came to mind.
say yours.
So I'll say mine. Mike. So there's a famous American comedian called Michael Jr. And I love his style. I love his approach. And he started doing some fun marriage stuff with his wife, Ebony.
Funny how it works.
Funny how marriage works.
Yes.
And I just thought, I mean, as an individual, I'd love to connect with Michael Jr. And so the fact that he and his wife are doing some stuff together. And because we work together, I'm also drawn to couples who work together because it takes work to be able to not just build a marriage, but also work together as a married couple. And so I'd love to
Michael
have them on the show.
Jr.
So Michael Jr. and
Ebony.
Michael Jr. and Evan.
That's it. Well,
For
they
me-
listen to the show.
I
Obviously.
know. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would go with Barack and Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
That would be a naughty podcast.
I would
that would be so funny.
I would love that. And I think what I would ask
Obi and
them...
Peju. It's really exciting to be on the show with you guys.
Yes. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. I think we've watched them in public and we've watched them somewhat privately. I would ask them what has made their marriage work.
Yeah, right.
Because he was the president of the United States and she stood by him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work a woman has to do on the inside and a lot of work a couple have to do away from the public eye to keep that marriage thriving, ticking over, flourishing. So I'm curious about how they've done it. I'd love to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, because one of the questions a statement that I make in my book actually is when life squeezes you and the pressure is on, what you're like on the inside will come out. And life can squeeze you in marriage. Life can squeeze you financially, health, challenges, work demands. And so for these guys, their work is squeezing them, the media squeezing demands, expectations, family life. And so to have navigated that, there are some great principles that you must have got in place that will help you with.
I bet it's very similar to what the two of you have said.
Yeah.
Your primary source is friendship.
There you go.
Teamwork. Because they just look like best mates.
They do. They do.
And they've said about the ways they've dealt with conflict
And that's
as well.
funny together. They
They laugh.
They take lucky
They do. And
important.
I get a sense that in one regard, Obama belonged to the United States and he belonged to everyone, the whole world. But he was her man. And I feel that sense with Obi. He can run out there and do work, leadership work here and there, but you're my man.
I don't know if
You're
you're
in my
asking for another
home.
man earlier. I'd be
A
careful.
brother is what I meant. An ally, right?
She's
Just
very
in case
naughty, isn't
that
she?
gets misconstrued.
So
Thank you.
there's a sense of protection where you hold dear what is precious. Yeah. You really hold
on to
dear what is precious. We can't get this anywhere.
Would you
else.
choose
This is
each other again?
Love.
Oh, without
Love
a doubt.
that. And we say that. So,
Do you?
Oh, yes. I say if I was to go back in time 24 years or 28 years,
I know.
28 years,
those receipts.
and somebody should say, you have your pick of everyone, scan the horizon. Who would you choose? I would go for Obi.
I mean, he's tall as well.
Dark and handsome. But not for that. I think when you've tasted what is good, you know that the grass on the other side is not that good. It could be fertile because it's been watered, but when you've tasted goodness in your marriage and you've tasted goodness in a relationship, I wouldn't give that up for anything.
Yeah.
No way.
And that's how you know you found the one. Love that. It's magical.
Now, he was waving his arms and doing something with his leg. So
Dancing. Is it time to dance?
Did you see it? Do you get that on your podcast? 'Cause you do yours here as well.
We get a wave.
Oh, you got to wave. I get a little leg up. He cocks his little leg up. So we are running out of time. But quickly, tell us about your books.
Yes.
And where can we buy them?
So...
And isn't it weird that we were talking about oranges earlier?
Oh, yeah, the orange cake, right? Yeah, and the whole reason for that is that
Yes,
idea
the
that, hey, when you
squeeze.
squeeze an orange, what's on the inside comes out. And so leading from your core, that's on Amazon, it's on our website, so
Core Leaders
coreleaders.co.uk. If you Google it, you'll find it.
And so mine is a poetic odyssey of proclamations. It's on the power of the spoken word. Yeah. So I'm inviting readers on a journey to really begin to recenter their words with wisdom, kindness, and hope. And it's the whole, what is your self-talk like? Is it empowering? Is it limiting? You know it. Use the book and
and
make it
it's
better.
beautifully written.
Thank you.
There's not too much on a page, like for me.
Sure.
Seriously, because your eyes start wandering all over the place. So you could read a page a day.
Yes, you
To
could.
start your day off. I love it, and you've got that you can
Yeah.
write in it.
Journal
as well.
pages
I
to
love
unleash
that.
your inner
Subtitle is
wordsmith.
31
days.
31 days.
31 ways to sow, grow, and flow goodness into your life. Hey!
Which also means that
It means you've read it.
you can do it. Absolutely.
And I've read his.
listen.
And proofread it. Can you listen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's on
they're
Audible.
both on
They're both on Audible.
Love it on
Yeah,
audio.
yeah.
And what a pair. You could buy this as a duo.
Yeah.
As a great
His
gift.
and hers.
You know, especially if someone's going through something in their life at the moment, or even
Yeah.
if they're in a great season. They're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
She
yeah,
loves
yeah,
the
yeah,
season
yeah.
and that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
season.
Because, you know, you
Absolutely.
need to, the preparation you do in summer
Yes.
help you through winter.
Absolutely.
You know, when the sun's shining, that's when you do the work.
right.
That's it.
So
That's
true.
And talk about
absolutely it.
seasons. When are you next out on your podcast?
Yes, so we are getting ready for season 2, the Jedi and the Spark show. But prior to season 2, we're working on a book
Yeah, so we're turning season 1 into a book
And a workshop
into a workshop
to go and deliver in people's homes and
Organisations.
spaces
Yeah,
and
okay.
churches and
Yeah,
communities.
places.
And so show.
So we're going on tour, basically.
We are going
Yeah,
on tour.
we are, yeah.
We are
The
going
Jedi
on
and the Spark are
Tour.
going on tour.
Yes.
You should also do a live episode on stage.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, actually, we talked
And you could
about that,
bring
remember?
people on stage
Yeah,
and
yeah,
chat to
yeah,
them
yeah.
about their
Yeah.
relationships.
Yes.
Cheeky
yeah,
monkeys
yeah.
could do it.
Cheeky
Indeed,
monkey in the
indeed,
house.
Absolutely.
Love the idea.
We're taking over the world.
We do have to say goodbye. What are you up to next?
Wedding season is about to commence.
Love it. Kicking
So
off now.
I've got some very exciting weddings ahead
And you're
this
also
year.
a TV presenter as well.
I am, but do you know what? I'm mainly excited about weddings at this time of year
Yeah.
because we're starting the process. As I said, we're starting the process of writing and really delving into the relationship, so I can write an authentic script
Yes.
about
Love that.
their love story and showcase it on their wedding day. So I'm really excited for that. I'm doing a huge wedding at the Natural History Museum.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could have.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
can. Ollie Locke got married there.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'm doing another wedding at Blenheim Palace, which
Oh,
is incredible.
lovely.
So we're going bougie this year.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because at the end of the day, you know, yes, you can get married anywhere. You can elope
Sure.
at Big Ben. I've had a couple do that in
Can
recent
you?
years. Literally, just the two of us or the three of us. Me and this couple got married. They said their personal vows to each other right at Big Ben, which is lovely. You
Wow,
can do it anywhere,
sure.
as long as it has meaning. That's what's
Sure,
important to me.
sure.
So I'm very excited for those weddings this year. It's going to be a fun
brilliant.
season.
Nice.
I love that
love that.
seasons
Yeah,
are
yeah,
still
yeah.
fashionable because you get
Giving
the sense-
Bridgerton vibes. I'm sorry.
You're ready for Bridgerton.
I know. Beautiful.
you.
Beautiful.
Lady Danbury's.
Yes. You just get a sense that people are saying marriage is, you know, a thing now not to aspire to. But I love
Yeah,
that there
yeah,
is a season and you're excited and there are
Yeah.
people getting
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
So yes, it's still
fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for 25 years, and it, you know, every day is still a fun day.
Good.
It's, you know, I still get excited to see which bride, you know, where they got engaged,
The
and
dress
you know, the
and-
dress, and where they're getting married, and just how they're talking through it, and helping them through the difficult
Sure.
things, and
Yes.
think, oh God, I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting people to behave like this, and,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
stuff, and then seeing them at the end, and all the photos, and I just love it. you
Yeah.
know. He is
Keep going.
shouting
It's
at me
worth
now.
it. It's worth it.
Right.
It is worth it.
Thank you
indeed.
so much for coming
Thank
on.
you for having us
Absolutely
on.
chaos. It was so great. Into this camera, where can everybody find you?
So we can be found on YouTube, The Jedi and the Spark Show. We also have our website, thejediandthespark.net. And Core Leaders International is where we do our leadership work. On Instagram, Core Leaders International, Obi and
Obi
Peju.
Peju.
And I'm Powerful Poetic Presence.
We're going to put all the links, don't worry, because that was a lot for all of us. Again, I can't thank you enough. Oh, this camera here, I'm so sorry. I know. Nearly 3 years doing this. This one. Thank you again. I can't believe that we're at 6 million. It's just incredible.
Amazing.
And the comments and the love that we're getting in, the messages that are flowing in now. If you're a supplier in our wedding industry and you want to come on, DM us and we'll give you more information. Come in. And if you want a wedding dress, come and see me at Love Me Do Brides, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye.
Bye.